Alrighty, so we are back after a little bit of technical difficulties. And I am hearing something in my background, but I cannot alt tap to fix it. So we have Yone going in onto the Victor. I believe Nocturne
Ooh,
is coming as well to help out with the Yone. Yone's going to go down. Victor's going to pick up that kill. Really nicely played from Team GAPR.
yep, nice flash there, dodging out the Fate Sealed. That was his only chance to get a return kill. So, flash for your life. Not terrible, but top lane here, there is going to be a little more extra fighting now.
Yeah, Volibear going in onto the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser having a bit of difficulties here. He is just fine as we are going to look towards the bot side, I believe, in just a few seconds. Unless there's something else with the Mordekaiser. No, okay, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, Mordekaiser did lose out on the trade just a little bit because Phil Dill did get in that extra W here, but bot side is
Yeah,
there's a little more fighting.
Teleports are coming through as now Lucian's going to have to start backing away. The ult comes out from Justana to get the Yone out of there. Yone taking a good bit of damage here. Another teleport coming through as now that is going to force all of Ivy off of this fight.
Yeah, Cheeto Puff didn't have the cooldowns here, but the Vern is here. Is he gonna come in? Nope, Daisy's gonna get stunned up. So, this just gonna get called off here. Topside is a little bit more like trading, but nothing too crazy here. But also just
Oh, what a
crazy
play from the
stuff.
Mordekaiser.
Oof, man, Mitochondrion is saucing on this volley bear again, twice in a row. That's highly unfortunate. But anyway, outside of that, nothing too crazy, man. Just really, it's mostly just that top side
Oh,
going on.
Yone's getting
Oh,
ganked once again, and Nocturne just absolutely erases him.
well, I stand corrected. There is that top lane going on, and the mid lane. Alpha Sean just being the beneficiary of all these nice paranoias going straight onto him. Not really having any wards really in the mid lane. So like. But you also can't really ward to find a Nocturne that's just gonna paranoia from like out of nowhere. So, it's a little unfortunate that he is getting put down a little bit. And he's also down like 40 CS at 1230. So it's a little unfortunate. But the gold lead is pretty much even still. Mitochondrion is kind of putting his team on his back right now. He's pretty much the only person that is getting a sufficient gold lead to keep his team in the game right now, but they are down 2 Drakes. Blossom can't really do too much unless like she kind of hovers around the bot side waiting for a fight and then kind of collapsing on the over aggression by Team Cap Red, but it is gonna be probably unlikely, but Blossom is gonna pop Daisy here, seeing if they can um catch a little something here. The Scuttlecrab is gonna go the other way around, but Phil is gonna get jumped on a little bit by Daisy, gonna get a little knockup. But Alpha Sean getting chunked up super hard again, man. Like he's just not having a fun time this game. Like, oof. Like I said, man, you gotta go with that Whipple build. That Whipple build is extra saucy in these fights. So Ivy's gonna come around to this Rift Herald here. Phil is gonna kind of zone him up a little bit. Cheeto Puff is here to provide a little extra backup. It's gonna be a 4v3 for now because Alpha Sean did reset at a really weird time. So that is gonna be a Rift Herald picked up here for Team Gap Red. They might drop it mid because it is at about 2.25 plate. So yeah, like I said, Rift Herald will be popped here. So this should be uh a busted tower here. It is a 3v3. It is gonna be a standoff, but tower's gonna go down. Ooh, a little
Yone
bit of health.
going in, looking to get something done. A double ult.
Oh,
And the Rel going in as well, doing so much damage, but it's not enough as Rel is dismounted and is about to go down as well. The Nocturne's going to be able to pick that one up, and they just didn't
oh,
realistically have enough damage to get that
but
kill.
hold up, man. The Mitochondrion goes down to the 0-2 volley bear, man. That I don't
What?
know how that outplay went down, but oof. Yeah,
I
and then the solo bolo. But mid lane, Surprised they took that fight. Their only real damage dealer in Yone was like 2 levels down and like 50 CS. So I'm really surprised they kind of took that fight. It was a really nice combo in retrospect, but there goes the
Oh,
paranoia on
Lucian
the
has
bot side
triple.
here.
Apparently Lucian's just fine, as Tristana's also going to ult the rest of them away, as Ivern's gonna try to get something done. She ults, nothing else to be done there though, as Tristana just gets to walk away.
Yeah, man, there's just like a lot of like these kind of like small little missteps from Team Ivy so far this series that like it's just like the CC and setup is like just always like just a little off, like a foot off. So it's like super unfortunate, like because if the CC does land, it is most definitely a W for Ivy, just because Lucian isn't okay. He's pretty behind, but like he's not as behind as like the rest of the rest of the map is. But bot lane here, Cheeto Puff is sitting in the bush, so it doesn't look like he's gonna go in.
Volibear
Top
looks
side
like he's
here.
in trouble, but it turns out that he is not, as it was actually the Ivern, and Ivern did have to flash away there. It is going to be just fine now, as Nocturne and Victor had made their ways up, and they're going back down towards the mid lane, as they could look for a play onto the Yone, but he knows, and he's going to go ahead and walk on out.
So far, this game is kind of like a rendition of the first game, a little bit slower, albeit. But look at that, bro. The Volibear listened to what I have been preaching. He's going a pseudo Whipple build. He has the Triforce, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. But the
Well, the
face is
ult
gonna
comes
go
out
down
from
to
the Yone
-1.
onto the Victor. Victor has to flash away, dodges away from the second Q of the Yone as he's being pulled in by Rel. Rel takes a massive chunk of damage, and Victor gets out by the skin of his teeth. What? What did I just say? Is that true? Is that the phrase? I feel like that's super wrong.
It does sound really wrong because
It
like
feels
teeth don't
wrong.
have skin. Teeth have enamel.
Is
So
that true?
like it sounds super
I thought it
weird.
was wrong.
It's super weird. It does sound pretty weird now that that we're kind of thinking on it a little bit, man. But like, I don't want to dwell on it because like it's weird. We're here for League of Legends, not biology.
Yeah, that's
But
very
yeah,
true.
dude, that was 3 ultimates used to try to get the victor, and he's not even like low. He just backed and teleported right back in. So that's a lot of team fighting ults already down. So like Ivy shouldn't really be contesting this. Like they're grouping up super hard here. So like this is pretty much like an all-you-can-eat knockup buffet here for this Alistair, as he is gonna hit the blast cone
Oh,
here.
he's going in too. He gets a massive knockup as now Volibear is in. Nocturne's looking for a way in as well. Yone getting super low. Will be going back to his E, and he is gone. But Victor on the back line gets killed by the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser getting engaged upon now as well, though. It should be going down very shortly. Just not going to be able to pick that one up, as they will get the dragon shortly after.
Also, don't forget you can also do Control Shift Z to zoom out, so for the betterment of the viewing audience, so they can see all this greatness on this gameplay here. Um, yeah, Shift Control Z. I don't, but
I do not
yeah.
have it enabled, unfortunately.
Well, sadly, we can't go to settings because that is terrible for viewing audiences. So
Oh,
highly
absolutely.
unfortunate. You're gonna have to kind of watch it on this weird little small tiny screen here. But overall, Team Gap Red is at about a 4K gold lead. They're at Soul Ponioli 9-3 in kills. They only got one tower, so not quite pushing the lead as much as you would like. But bot tier 1 should fall here. So, but Volibear is doing a lot better in the kind of like split push or the 1v1, just because of the fact that he is kind of doing more damage and matching the Volibear one or the Mordekaiser 1-for-1 in damage. So with the Triforce, you can split push very well here, but he will get collapsed upon now.
As this is the collapse that you were talking about. Ivern is here to try to get this kill, and I don't think Volibear is too long for this world. He is gonna go down pretty soon here. There it is now Lucian and Rel are here, and in some trouble as Yone is here to help. And the flash forward from the Alistar engaging onto Lucian. Lucian's gonna go down, but the teleport is
Oh,
here from Mordekaiser. But is it too late? It might be, as they met. Tristana W's under tower, which is a little strange as Mordekaiser doing a lot of work here. Alistar going back in, but it's not enough as Rel is mounted up once again. Should be able to get herself to safety, and Mordekaiser rather wants to go back in. A lot of CC coming out from the Mordekaiser Rel combo, and it's enough to get themselves a kill as now Victor has to run away with the Nocturne, and they could get themselves another kill, but Nocturne is pretty fast right now. It's just that Victor might get cut off.
ooh.
Trying to find the kill onto the Rel. The teleport coming through now from Volibear, and this could be turned on its head once again as Rel is getting very low. Ivern has already gone down. Mordekaiser should be up next. It's all about if they can catch up to him. Volibear is doing what he can to do so, but the E comes out from Mordekaiser. It's just not enough as Nocturne manages to find the kill.
Oh man, that team fight was a little bit messy here, but it definitely does go into the favor
Oh,
of
Nocturne wants
Gap
in
as
on
there's another
Yone
guy.
again, and he's been erased. Lucian, not long for this world either, has to flash away just to keep himself alive as they're looking for this bot lane tower. But Lucian should be able to hold this. He does have all his HP still.
Man, I feel like there should be like a paranoia counter for how many that Alpha Sean has taken so far. I feel like that was like I think it was like 3 or 4 so far. Like he is like the beneficiary of like the goodwill of paranoia, man. Like he is constantly being ulted and one shot off the face of the rift. Like he doesn't even have a mythic item built yet. Like you need to calm down on this man. Like you got like ult the Lucian or something, or get the Mordekaiser. Like you're just putting this Yone like deeper and deeper into the earth. Like every single time
Tristana
you
in some
ult this guy.
trouble. Could die as Rel is engaging on her, and she is very
Oh,
low.
that's
Could be
unfortunate.
kill Lucian
That's unfortunate.
away.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
She ults
Tristana
the
ulting
Daisy,
Daisy.
and she hits her only escape route out with the blast cone. So that is very, very, very unfortunate.
A
So,
lot of misplays in that little scuffle there.
hey man, if you got if you got a dump truck like Daisy, bro, you're gonna ult that shit too, man. Like, oop, can't say that on stream. Woohoo! But yeah, man, like, I don't know why Trish was there. A little bit too deep. But looks like topside here, there is going to be a little bit more fighting. Oh my god, that ISO
Volibear
kill.
is taking a lot of damage. This Mordekaiser is just outputting so much as
Ooh.
Volibear goes back in, but just gets absolutely smashed by the Mordekaiser.
Ooh. What's this Q called? Obliterate? Obliterate. Absolute obliteration there from Mitochondrion here.
Oh, the
There
ult
goes
coming
another
off of the
paranoia.
Nocturne, choosing a different target this time onto the Lucian. Lucian does get feared, and he gets killed as now the Shurelios has been popped from Alistar, but it's not enough as now Tristana's trying to find herself a solo kill onto the Rel, and Rel, she had a mastery or an emote to flash. She probably would have, as she just stands there and dies.
Ooh, solo bolo. Solo bolo is a solo bolo, man. 5k, 6k gold, 5.5k. Math is hard. 5.5k gold lead now for Team Gap Red. They're gonna get another Drake, and this is gonna be the solely only for them. Highly unfortunate that is another Cloud Soul, but you know what? That's more paranoia to give to the Yone or the Lucian, man. Like, that's nothing matters when you're getting more ultimate CDR to jump farther into the backline. So Volibear, still having a rough time against the Mordekaiser here, but at this point, Mordekaiser lead is pretty much doesn't exist, just for the fact that like even if you ult the Victor Tristana or the Nocturne, you're still leaving like the other two up to pretty much run train on the rest of your team. So like, is that a fun time, man? Like. Yone, he finally has his mythic item about 20 minutes into the game. So he will be doing some damage, but like he kind of has to be left alone and not be hit at all to be able to kind of pop, do like the thing that Yone do. They go in, they knock you up, they ult you up. Oh,
Ooh, a really nice play from the Volibear to get in front of the Yone and cut off his escape as now Yone does not have a lot of places to go. The ult coming out from the Volibear, didn't want to have to waste it, but he ends up getting the kill for it. A solo bolo for the Volibear in the bot lane.
Oh, but looks like there might be another solo bolo in the top lane here. Ooh, barely missed the
Oh!
call. That's highly unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. But look at that. I stand corrected here, but yeah, man, solo bolo is a solo bolo. Don't matter how behind you are, solo bolo is a solo
Oh,
bolo. Looks
Nocturne's
like
going in, right in onto the Lucian. Lucian ulting to give himself some space, as now Rel doing what she can to peel for her teammates, but Volibear is running after the Ivern. Teleport coming in from the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser did get canceled by the Tristana. I believe she ulted him, as now Volibear is chasing down the Ivern. Ivern's going to go down, as that should be the Baron going over for Team Gap Red, should they want it.
yeah, that is a slight little visual bug there. That is a little bit annoying,
I
but Big Purple Worm is Big Purple Worm. That's most definitely not Shelly there, but Mitochondria. Oh wow, that's gonna get a double pull back and get the ISO Q onto the Victor surprisingly.
Rune
So
wants
this is
into
gonna be a
this.
big contest here.
It's getting very low as the
Oh,
shutdown for the Mordekaiser should be able to get another kill as well. Everyone's so low. The Lucian's gonna go down next, but Mordekaiser is in here. He's doing so much damage to the Tristana as she's gonna go down next. Baron's healing up a little bit too much. The question is, can they still do this? As Nocturne's gonna go in, manages to find one. Can he find two? His GA has been popped as the Q's gonna come out from the Mordekaiser with the ult from the Yone. A shutdown for him, and that's so much money for the Yone.
bro, I just ate my words. I said that the Mordekaiser lead doesn't exist. It's not going to do anything. But look at this, man. He is 10-3-3. He pretty much solos out like the entire team. He chunks the Victor super hard at the beginning of the fight, and they all don't like after seeing that chunk, they all don't immediately turn on him. They continue doing the Baron. They get into the back pit. They take the back spikes, and they're taking all this AoE damage from Blossom and Mitochondrion inside the pit while also taking Baron damage. And then they get a lot of these crucial shutdowns over to the Mordekaiser and the Yone, which they desperately need to stay in this game. And they close that like 7,000 gold lead that was, or like 6,000 before. Now the gold lead is about 3,000. Elder Drake will come up in about 215. Baron is still up on the table, but this is a huge sway in where this game was heading now this time for Team Ivy, and they might possibly turn this game into a series.
Yeah, very well could be turning this game into a series. It will take a little bit more, I'd say. I think Lucia needs to
Jesus
get some
Christ.
money as well. The issue is, I think Yone has to do a lot of work right now. Of course, Mordekaiser could just haul his team over the finish line. He'd just like put them in a huge backpack and just carry them up the mountain. As Nocturne will be coming a little more relevant as the game goes on. The scary one is going to be the Tristana, the Alistar making plays. And Victor, of course, who is snowballing ridiculously and is going to be doing a ton of damage. That being said, if Mordekaiser is left alone with those two, it's pretty disastrous. But Tristana did go ahead and get the QSS, so Mordekaiser not able to do as much damage to her as he would want.
Bot side here looks like it might be a solo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yone
solo.
could be in some trouble. The ult coming down from the Volibear to get rid of this tower is now Yone getting very low and will go down. Another solo kill for the Volibear onto the Yone.
I'm really surprised they're putting the Yone against the Volibear. Like, he has a Thorn Mail. So, like, I'm really surprised they left that lane matchup. Like, they saw this lane matchup and we're like, nah, we're gonna keep it like that. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. A little bit of a kind of like a macro misstep there for the side of Ivy. Just when the Elder Drake is about to come up, Yone does have teleport here, so Yone will be up 10 seconds before. So like, hopefully he can teleport in, kind of get a little bit of that flank angle. But the biggest team fight ult right now, Fate Sealed, is not up for this fight. So this is gonna be This is gonna be a crucial fight. Like whoever wins this fight could possibly just run it down the bot lane or something and end the game. Yone is gonna teleport in here. He doesn't have the ult, so not too much point. Kind of could just walked over and stalled it out. But bot wave is pushing, so if uh
Huh.
Team Gap Red do win this fight, they can just kind of go back bot
They
and
can't
then
walk
push
into
it
this.
down. Yeah, man, like they're just all fighting around like the single choke point, which is pretty much a playground for the victor and the play around in. So at this point, it's just kind of like this team's gallivanting around. But like, if Team Ivy can't stall out for the Fate Seal to come up, they can absolutely turn around this fight. Kakuni is just poking super, super hard with the Luden's Tempest and using the Death Laser there. So right now, this fight could pop off at any second. There
Oh,
goes the
Yone wants
Yone!
in, flash ults, and he's getting as much as he can done. But now Mordekaiser's going in, but can he do anything other than that? Nocturne ulting as well, trying to get something done. The Tristana is staying alive, and that is what's winning them the fight right now. Triple kill for the Mordekaiser, though, trying to chase down the Victor. So much damage from this Mordekaiser, and he has to flash away, and Volibear was chased off of this, and too much time wasted, allowing Yone to be able to get that play off.
Man, Mordekaiser, this man, the backpack this guy has is massive. He's carrying hundreds,
Wait, the teleport's
thousands
coming out now.
of his
Victor
team.
wants back in on this, as now they're trying to get something done onto Mordekaiser. If they can kill him, this could be huge for them, as they do find the shutdown, as now the Ivern and the Yone have to start running away, as they're trying to get this Elder Drake, as it's 2k health. This could be anyone's dragon. They might want to just let it reset, because that is just too big of a risk to leave up right now, as they do. And Ivern and Yone are going to start walking away.
What is this game, bro? What is this game?
Oh, Ivern's gonna die. There she goes. They're gonna look to.
Looks like it might be the Elder Drake for the Team Gap Red here. There is the Nocturne. There's gonna have to be
Yo, he's going
a
back in.
miracle there, but no, Nocturne's paranoia.
Yeah,
Look
Nocturne
at
ult.
it.
He's gonna be able to
Number 4.
Yone might actually die once again. There he goes. He gets absolutely popped. Rel's gonna go down next, and they're looking to end this game now. They got 2 kills. They could look for the Baron. I don't think they could run it down into the bot lane and just end the game quite yet. But it's getting pretty close to that stage of the game.
Look at Phil Dill just asserting his dominance, puts the Sky Splitter down, gets the shield. They are going to try to push down Mig. Nocturne and Tristana are going to burn down this Baron pretty reasonably, sort of maybe fast. While the Victor does kind of push it down mid here. Demolish proc is going to go down. Culling is going to go down also to clear out the wave as fast as they can. So they do have a decent amount of wave clear once Yone does come up. He does have the Fate Shield. The Nocturne is getting pretty low here. Sun is getting pretty low for you, fella, but the Guardian Angel might get proc. Nope, there goes the rest of the team. They are going to take the rest of it. There goes the Baron over to the side of Team Gap Red. It is a soul. It is, again, about 10k gold. And they're 4 turrets up. So now at this point, I dare to say it's a wrap. But I'm not going to say that because as we saw before, about 2 times already, mitochondrion is a beast. As the saying goes, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Right now, he is the powerhouse of this team. He is like the backpack, huge, massive. Like he has to get a dump truck for this thing. He's carrying his team. Like, look at the amount of kills he has. The amount of kills he has is almost equal to the deaths that his 2 main carries have, bro. Like, that's insane. And like, yeah, and he has 100% KP, bro. 200 CS, 100% KP. He has more KP than the jungler, the mid, and the ADC combined. Think about that for a second, fellas.
I don't wanna.
Like, he's level 17 right now. This Mordekaiser, like, you don't see my cursor, but like I'm furiously circling the Mordekaiser. He needs to like gobble up like the Victor or something, get that extra AP boost, and then just continuously try to run down the rest of like the enemy team while the rest of his team tries not to die, tries to heal up with the Moonstone Renewer, because 2 support items are already built for the Ivern, and the rest of the team just kind of needs to survive. Lucian that's a pretty weird build. He has a Collector and a Kraken Slayer. If you are behind, Collector is like one of the most expensive items to get. So like I'm really surprised he did kind of opt for that build. Surprised he didn't go for the Essence Reaver or such. But looks like
Mhm.
Mordekaiser, their most fed member, is gonna start walking down here. Alpha Sean did get chucked out super hard by the bomb and the death laser here. So bot, wow, that's a
God,
lot of
have to do
damage, man. That was half the health of the two main carries there. That's just unfortunate. But bot inhibitor tower will go down. Top tier 2 is also about to go down. Um, and this should be an inhibitor here, but they are kind of a little scared to pull the trigger. Kakuni is just going to kind of take his time and poke him out with the death laser here. Top in inhibitor tower is going to get pushed in, so is the mid inhibitor tower. So it's pretty much a three-way deadlock in all of these lanes. Gold lead is going to go to about 12k now. Six towers. There's six towers up here. Mordekaiser, hey, there's only one Mordekaiser, and there's three different lanes getting sieged down. Bot tier, bot inhibitor is gonna go down. Top and mid inhibitor tower is also gonna go down. That soon, the top and mid inhibitor will also go down as well. So Daisy is gonna fall down. That's the first casualty
Oh,
of this
Doctor
war.
wants
While
to
the
go in, and Yone can't get away. As now they're looking for the Lucian up next. A double kill for the Tristana. Next up on the ticket is going to be the Rel as she goes down. But now Mordekaiser in the backline doing what he can against the Victor, and it is not enough. He's getting so low as his Q is not hitting a single target as he will go down next. As Nocturne gonna look to try to end this game, finishing off the last member of Ivy in the Ivern as they knock down the last Nexus turret and will be hitting the Nexus very shortly. And that is a 2-0 sweep for the side of Team GAPR.
ooh, that game mucho spicy. Like this game, if you could give player of the game to the losers, I'd give it to Mitochondrion. Like that man, the carry was so unnatural. He did 40,000 damage. He did 5,000 more damage than the second most damage in the game, and that was on the for the Victor. So like that's just insane. But you
Oh
can't.
my
So
goodness.
like if I had to give player of the game, I'd probably give it to Kakuni or Swig because Swig, every single paranoia, you kind of get on point with each and every ultimate. While for Kakuni, he does so well, did really well in the early game despite kind of like that weird little match deficit. And he did really well kind of poking out the Lucian super hard. Can't really do too much if you're getting chunked out by the death laser. That was makes Victor super strong. That's why it was banned the first time around. So like overall, this game went back and forth. Like this game went a lot longer than it probably should have, despite like the lead early. But it ended how it ended, 2-0 for the side of Ivy Gaming Absolute Zero. But yeah, man, like that was a spicy game.
Yeah, it was a very spicy one to say the least. The Mordekaiser, as you were saying, I was actually thinking about this too. Would absolutely give player of the game to Mordekaiser. If you could give it to the losing team, he was insane. He was the shining for. He was yeah, he was the shining force of this IV team, and if if it weren't for the Mordekaiser, this game would have been over in like 25 minutes. Whenever they got sold, the game would have been straight up over. But because Mordekaiser is just so unbelievably fed and is playing also out of his mind, it's also not that he's just super far ahead. He was also just playing really well on and ulting the correct targets. He didn't go after, I don't think he went after Victor or the Tristana in one of those fights around the dragon. I think he actually
No,
went for Oliver.
he usually ulted the Victor
I think
because
Victor.
yeah, he usually ulted Victor and then he uses like that extra AP boost to run down the rest of the team because like he also Zanya's and then he still has his passive running around him. So you're still getting that extra healing, you're still getting that damage, you're getting the stacking on your W also, while also getting that a lot of that like that true damage and the percent health damage off around like everybody around you. So it's like free damage, tons of damage, baby. Tons of damage.
For sure. And That being said, very excited to see who ends up getting player of the game for this one. I definitely look to give it either to the Victor or the Nocturne myself, but I'm excited to see what all of you think. And while you guys are voting, we're gonna go ahead and send it over to a quick break. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
Player of the game.
Close your eyes, don't think it much. Maybe then you'll feel alright. All these noises, all these voices, they keep me tied to the ground. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's so harmful to me. Poison. Poison. Anywhere I go, every step I take, it's a constant reminder to fight back or to take it all in. The question will always hang on to me. Can never with it alone, it's just that I feel lonely. Looking for something to realize, afraid of what's beyond me. I look into the mirror.
Scratch that. There we go. My mic is working. Player of the game. My bat is going to Mr. Kakuni in the mid lane, going 8-2 and 16, popping off on that Victor. Great poke damage, great laning phase especially. That lane was played immaculately overall. But a great game play from GAPR, but consolation goes to the top laner of Team Ivy, playing incredibly well on that Mordekaiser, just popping off and carrying so many team fights on his own with that big backpack that he had on.
Yeah, man. Highly unfortunate, only 2 people voted. The jungler for Team Gap Red and myself, so it's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is, The Eeny Meeny Mo gods have decided it will be Kakuni this game. But overall, like, he did so much damage, like every single time he was in a team fight, he uses, that little trick to get the extended range on the death laser and just to poke out the enemy team super hard, especially since nobody on the other side had any MR and they were all relatively squishy. So, you constantly getting the Luden's Tempest proc off, getting a lot of AoE damage around, that's how you got second most damage in the game overall.
Mm-hmm.
So
Second to the
very
Mordekaiser.
nice. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, yeah. So, like, you're getting all that damage out, you're getting all that poke out, and you're getting a lot of AoE just because, like, they're always funneling into like these little small corridors and chokes and such. So, you're just following up on the CC super well, getting a lot of this damage down, and pretty much bringing your team into a 2-0 dub and going up in the standings 1-3.
Mm-hmm. Popping off here. They now tie up their standings with Team Ivy going 1-3, both apiece. But now they are ahead in that little head-to-head. So looking good as this first half does conclude here. Week number 4, I do believe, if I am correct. But overall, great play from both teams. We see some shining sparks there in Team Ivy. Overall, though, Team Gap were just a better team on the day. And with that, I think it's a good point to end off. Do you guys have any things you want to talk about? Any last final thoughts?
No, I you guys said it all. Definitely just wanted to give more praise to the Mordekaiser. Definitely could have succeeded. Just needed. I think if they had a more scaling ADC, it would have been a little bit better. But because it was a Lucian who fell behind, even though Mordekaiser is doing a lot, at that point the game was just too far behind for them to actually do anything.
Alrighty
Yeah,
then.
man. So.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, Team Gap Red are gonna move up to 5th seed, as they will win the head-to-head in the tiebreaker to Ivy so far for now. But don't worry. There are, let's see, 3 more weeks of games until playoffs begin. So. So wait, getting ready for those spicy LRS pre-made games here.
So we have passed that halfway point here, guys. Standings are locked in here, and playoff chances are getting a little bit better for some teams, a little worse for others. But with that, we are going to end tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry for the technical issues that did happen halfway through. So, hopefully those things will be remedied. Thank Riot for that one. But I'll be back here tomorrow with LTS, and hopefully Riot doesn't, decide to give me the finger. But we'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.